everybody, welcome back to Marie's Kitchen. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are making rainbow M&M cookies, and these are my kids' absolute favorite. I'm actually making these for a bake sale at my son's school, and I know they're going to be a hit. Whenever we go anywhere with an assortment of cookies to choose from, my kids always choose the M&M cookies, so always a crowd pleaser. The other great thing about these cookies is that they are so easy. You probably have all the ingredients on hand already, except maybe the M&Ms, so pick up a big bag of M&Ms and you are ready to go. I can't wait to share this one with you. Let's get started. We're going to start with 2 3/4 cups all-purpose flour. And for this, I'll just scoop it right into my measuring cup here. Now to the flour, we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And baking powder, you can always remember the P is for puff. It gives it some leavening, some height, so the baking powder is for puff. And the baking soda, we're going to add 1 teaspoon, and that's for spread. So we have our powder for puff and our soda for spread. We're going to use a little of both. So there's 1 teaspoon of that, and then we're going to use 1 teaspoon kosher salt. And we are going to be using unsalted butter, so you want to be sure if you are using salted butter, then don't add your salt. We'll give that a quick stir. Just bring our dry ingredients together. And then set those aside. Now for the wet ingredients, I'm going to use a bowl, and we're going to cream the butter and sugar with a handheld mixer. And I often do this in my stand mixer, so you can do that if you prefer, but I thought I'd do it this way just because not everyone has a stand mixer, so I'll show you this way. Here's the butter, and I've had it out for a little while. You're going to want it not warm or room temperature, but soft enough to where you can beat it and it mixes in easily. Now we'll add 1 cup white sugar. And then we're also going to add 1/2 cup brown sugar. If you don't have brown sugar, you can use all white, but I love using brown sugar in cookie recipes, especially because it gives it a nice chew. It also gives it a little extra color. So brown sugar, if you have it, 1/2 cup. We're going to pack that in nice and tight. I do that with the palm of my hand like this. And then we'll add that in. There we go. Now we'll cream the butter and sugar. Okay, we beat that for about 2 minutes, so we got some good air mixed in there, nice and creamy. Now we're going to add our vanilla and eggs. We'll start with 1 teaspoon vanilla, and this is a giant jar of Mexican vanilla that I just love. It's La Vencedora, and I buy this on Amazon actually, and it's a huge bottle, and it has just such great flavor, and it lasts forever. So I do recommend that if you love vanilla and use it a lot. It's also more affordable when you buy it in bulk. So now we'll add our 2 eggs. Now we'll beat this in and mix for about a minute. Again, we're going to whip in some more air here, so just mix those right in. There we go. So we'll just grab our dry ingredients here now and put those right in. I'm going to scrape down the sides a bit and give it a little stir just to start mixing it a little. And this, we're really not trying to cream or anything like we did with the butter. We actually just want to just barely mix it just to combine. You don't want to activate the gluten too much in this dough for cookies and muffins. You just want to mix it to combine because you don't want a real tough cookie. You want a nice, chewy, soft cookie. So we're just kind of mixing this in. Now we'll give this a quick mix with the beater. All right, that looks great. Now it's time to add the M&Ms. So for the M&Ms, we'll need about 1.5 cups total. You can use a little more if you like. I put about a cup or 3/4 cup in the dough, and we're gonna fold that in. And then we'll use another 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup to put on top. And that'll make sure that you have, nice bright M&Ms on top that everyone can see. So we'll just fold these in. And there is our dough ready to go. So now we'll grab our baking sheet with parchment paper, and this is pre-cut parchment paper, and this is one of my absolute favorite kitchen items. If you want the link, I can put that in the recipe or in the description box. This is actually from Ace Restaurant Supply Company, so it comes in a huge, big bulk box of like 2,000 sheets. So maybe split it with a friend, or if you bake a lot, you'll use it up. Trust me, I've already used up a whole box. But I do love this. It's just so easy. You don't have to deal with the roll and rolling back up. You just set it in and it fits just right. To measure out and to scoop the cookies, I'm going to use a cookie scoop here, and this is a KitchenAid brand. I do recommend getting a fairly high quality scoop if you're going to use it for cookies, because I've had so many of the cheaper versions that just break immediately. So spend a little bit more on this and get a good quality one, and hopefully it'll last you a little bit longer. So we're just going to press those in. And I don't do more than about 9 cookies on one baking sheet. These do spread, and you don't want them all stuck together. So about 9 cookies per sheet. Now we'll add about 5 or 6 M&Ms to the top of each cookie. You just kind of mash those in there. You don't want to press too hard. You don't want to flatten out the cookie. You just kind of set them in there. And I am a little picky in that I like to have various colors. I like to do the whole rainbow on each cookie, but that doesn't always work out. So just press your M&Ms on there. And kids love to help with this. You'll probably need at least double the amount of M&Ms, because most will be eaten, but you can get some help with it. And y'all stick around. I'm going to show you a hack for getting perfectly round cookies. If your cookies come out a little misshapen, I'm going to show you a really easy way to bring them back to a nice round shape that will really make your cookies look even more professional than they already will taste. Okay, now we'll put these in the oven for about 9 to 11 minutes, depending how kind of soft and doughy or a little bit more crisp you like them around the edges. Let's pop these in the oven. Okay, sounds like the cookies are done, so let's grab those out of the oven. I'm gonna put one more batch in. Okay, these look great. You can see they are a little bit crispy on the edges, but still really soft in the center. And for me, that's the perfect texture. So these look great. Now, the hack for making cookies perfectly round, you can see some of these aren't. They're more kind of like, just they look almost like a paint palette, like they're kind of off. Their shape is a little off, which is totally fine. I always serve cookies like this and no one cares. They look homemade, which is great. I love homemade cookies. But if you want a hack for making your cookies perfectly round, what you can do is take a cup that is just a little bit bigger than your cookie. And what you'll do is set the cup right over the cookie and then sort of wiggle around like this. And that will push this soft, warm cookie into a round shape. Now this one here is actually stuck to the other cookie, so we're going to cut it off first, and then we're just going to gently move it around. You have to be a little careful with the soft cookies because they're so soft. If you do it real hard, they can just mash right up. So do it real soft with your little cup here. Let's move it right around until you have a nice round shape. Okay, there. Now we have our round cookies. We're gonna let these cool for about 5 minutes on the baking sheet, then I'll move them to a cookie drying rack and let them cool completely. Now you can either keep making cookies, which I'm gonna do, or if you prefer, you can save some of the dough, you can freeze it. And the best way to do that is to scoop out the cookie dough, put it on a paper plate or a baking sheet, and then you want to go ahead and freeze the dough. Once the dough is frozen, you take it off the baking sheet and put it in a Ziploc bag, and then you have the already formed cookie dough that's ready to bake whenever you get a craving. If you freeze the whole dough as a block, you'll have to thaw it all before you can scoop out individual cookies. So it's really better to go ahead and scoop out the cookies before you freeze it. Okay, the cookies are done, and don't they look delicious? So festive with all the colorful M&Ms. They're cooked just right with the nice kind of brown edges, but still super soft in the center. I really hope you get to try these. If you do, leave me a comment, let me know. I would love to hear from you. Also, give us a like if you like this video. It means a lot to us and also to YouTube. And then hit that subscribe button. I've got lots more videos coming up with easy recipes just like this, and I don't want you to miss any of them. For this recipe and more, check out my website, mariesaba.com. That has all my recipes. There's no ads, no blogs, no pop-ups. It's just the good, simple recipes that you need. You can print those out or you can screenshot them with your phone, put them in a notebook, and make your very own Marie's Kitchen cookbook for free. My goal is to give you some really easy recipes that turn out great every time so you can build some confidence in the kitchen and feel really inspired to share good food with people that you love. From my kitchen to yours, thank you.